The weight of consequence. The ministry's lower levels were colder than Ilara expected. Not just physically, though the stone floors held a chill, but in the way silence pressed against the skin. No ticking clocks, no rustling parchment. Just the hum of ancient wards pulsing through the air like an unseen tide. Ilara sat beside Severus in a sterile chamber lined with enchanted restraints and one-way glass. Floating parchment hovered between them and the two ministry officials seated across the table, recording every breath, every flicker of expression.
Ilara Blackwood,
began the woman in navy robes, voice clipped.
You performed an unregistered Class 4 blood ritual within proximity to Hogwarts during active magical surveillance.
Do you deny it?
Added the other interrogator, a gaunt man whose wand hovered an inch above the table as though itching for use. Ilara folded her hands, eyes calm but voice steady with restrained emotion. I don't deny it, but I had no time to file paperwork while my partner's magical essence was being leached into a contract that would have devoured him entirely. The woman raised an eyebrow.
You admit the ritual involved soul-binding magic and blood sigils. Do you even understand how close that borders on dark arts?
Yes, Ilara said. I understand it perfectly, and I'd do it again. Severus stirred beside her, his eyes sharp and unreadable, yet there was no condemnation there. Only memory and shame. The man finally looked at Snape.
We traced the origin of the contract. The magical core, blood-activated, semi-sentient, and layered in replication glyphs, was signed by you.
Severus nodded stiffly. When I was 17. That gave the room pause. The woman blinked.
You're saying you entered into a magical agreement of this level, as a student?
I was young, Severus said, voice tight. Hungry for power. Desperate to belong somewhere, to anything that would promise strength. You didn't know what it was, Ilara said softly, more to the ministry than to Severus. He signed it without realizing it was built to tether itself to his bloodline. And it's only now activating, because something has changed. The parchment floating between them pulsed faintly, reacting to her words.
What changed?
Asked the man. Ilara hesitated, then looked down at her hands. I moved in. We merged magical spaces. Our auras crossed. And whatever enchantment lay dormant in that cursed document, it woke up the moment it recognized me, the moment I bonded with him. The witch frowned.
You're suggesting this contract was waiting, that it recognized your proximity as a trigger?
I'm suggesting, Ilara said coolly, that you're chasing us for trying to stop a trap Severus fell into years ago, when you should be asking who created it and why it's spreading now. The man tapped his wand once.
You will surrender any surviving fragments of the contract and any notes on the ritual you performed.
I destroyed the parchment, Ilara said. There are no notes. I did what I had to do to save him.
And what if your actions have consequences beyond him?
The witch asked.
You broke the seals on an ancient pact. That magic doesn't just die, it moves.
Ilara stood, slowly. Then help us find where it's moving, or stay out of the way. The interrogators exchanged a glance. After a long pause, the witch finally said,
You're free, for now, but if another incident occurs, we won't ask questions before we act.
As they left the chamber, Severus murmured under his breath, They think this is the end. Ilara's expression was grim. It's only the beginning. Part 4. The Visitor at the Door. The wind howled through Hogsmeade that night, carrying a cold that no fire could chase off. Inside the potion shop, the hearth flickered low, casting golden shadows across the stone floor. Ilara moved slowly, her strength not yet fully returned, but her eyes were clear. She sat at the counter, a steaming cup of Valyrian root tea in her hands, watching Severus as he resealed the ward stones around the windows. Neither of them spoke much. The ministry visit had left a weight in the air too heavy for small talk. It was Severus who finally broke the silence. They'll come back. The moment another trace of that magic turns up, they'll storm through our door again. I know, Ilara said, which is why we need to find the source before they do. A sharp knock broke the quiet. Both turned at once, Severus's wand already in hand. The wards hadn't triggered. Whoever was outside hadn't tripped the defenses. Stay back, he muttered to Ilara, and moved toward the door. When he opened it, the figure on the stoop was hunched beneath a heavy cloak, rain dripping from its frayed hem. A hood concealed the face, until the stranger looked up. It was a man, older than Severus, but not by much. His face was lined, his eyes sunken, and his magic buzzed with the same wrongness Severus had felt in himself only days before. "I'm not here to fight," the man rasped. "I'm here because you've broken free, and I want to know how." Severus narrowed his eyes. "Who are you?" The man pulled something from inside his cloak, a piece of parchment. It pulsed faintly in the dark, identical to the cursed contract Severus had signed in his youth. But this one bore another name. "I signed mine in 1981, the stranger said. "Same magic, same offer. I thought I was the only one. Then I felt it. Something shifted. Someone cut the thread." Ilara stepped forward now, her voice quiet but firm. "You were bound too?" He nodded. "I didn't know it would grow. It fed on my magic, on my life. I've been withering for years. But yesterday, it stopped." Severus and Ilara exchanged a glance. "You felt the ritual," Severus said slowly. "I did," the man whispered. "And if there's a way to kill this thing, truly kill it, I want in. Because I know for a fact." He looked at them grimly. "There are more of us, and not all of them want to be free."